Hello and welcome. If you haven't already, I invite you to please click subscribe. There's no obligation, and it allows you to be notified of all new chapters. Additional information about the story, including the author, chapter warnings, and rating, can be found in the description below. All credit goes to the original author. Bleeding Skies by Orphan Account, Chapter 13, The Regrets. Lydia returns from a brief talk with Dr. Wills to give an update on Stiles' condition, to find her patient in a half-sleep. His eyes are closed, and he barely talks anymore. She sits down next to Malia, placing her hand on her friend's shoulder. The group knows he's lingering between sleep and awareness, holding on as much as he can. His hand grips Malia's tight, holding onto her with such strength it surprises the Coyote. Another 15 minutes has passed, and he's shivering visibly now. Lydia places a second blanket over him, feeling his fever radiate. "Cold," he whispers. "Sorry, Stiles," she whispers gently. "I can't cover you up too much. You're running a high fever." "More blankets," he pleads. "I can't. I'm sorry." Her voice is apologetic as she watches Stiles shake. She feels terrible for denying him what he needs most, even though she does it to protect him. "I'll hold your hand, Stiles," Malia says, moving forward in the dark as she grasps his hands tight. "I'll give you some warmth." He relaxes as she sits by him again, giving a little bit of herself to him. "You rock," he mutters. "Scott, Liam, we need to talk," Derek says as he watches Stiles slip away into a shallow sleep while the girls remain by his side. The wolves step outside in the cold night air, relieved to be out of their claustrophobic environment for the moment. With the door shut, they can speak freely. "We need to be prepared for the worst," Derek speaks. "They should have been here by now." Scott looks up surprised, shocked the wolf is seemingly giving up on Stiles. "Look," the alpha retorts. "They know where we are within a 20-mile radius. That means if we calculated it right, they need about 5 to 3 hours to drive to this area and then start the search. Which means that, if they coordinate the search correctly, which I believe they will, they'll find us in less than 2 hours from now. They know these parts better than we do. They know where to look, even with this calculation." "I'm going crazy feeling this helpless," Derek angrily confesses. "I'd rather be stuck in a cage with one of those mountain lions than to just sit here and wait. It all seems so pointless. This entire evening feels like a bad dream, and it's all my fault." "No, it isn't. I took you guys out here. I shouldn't have," Derek mutters. "Everyone around me gets hurt. I should not even have considered this trip." "But you did," Scott replies gently. "You did, because you consider us your friends and you wanted to do something nice for us. You meant well, and you're a good person for doing so, Derek. Stop beating yourself up over it." "You are going to lose your best friend because of me," Derek replies. "Are you seriously not going to hate me over this?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I hate myself enough as it is," Scott says. "Stiles is usually right about his hunches, and we ignored him. We laughed at him because he was plain sick. We joked about him when we should have been paying attention. I'm the lousiest friend he has, and I hate myself for it." Scott's shoulders sag as he confesses what is on his mind. "I'm the one to blame, not you. We're used to you teasing him, just as he messes about with you, but truth be told, I'm the one who should have seen this coming. I should have listened, and I didn't." Derek places his hand on Scott's shoulder as the alpha bursts into tears, his shoulders sagging. "I'm so useless." You can still give him the bite, Liam says quietly. He might still make it. No, not under these circumstances, Derek instantly says. He'll die a painful death, probably a whole lot worse than he's going through now. I can't watch that happen. I can't. Derek stops, unable to say it. Not again. Then what do we do? Liam asks. Come on, guys. You always have a way out. You have a plan A and a plan B. Focus on Stiles. I'm not the one with the plans, Scott quietly says as he relaxes. That's Stiles. Then, if you were him, what would you do? What would you expect us to do? Scott looks up. Nothing, but stay with me. Be there for me and make sure I don't fall into a coma. Tell stupid jokes. Get people to talk. Listen to some music. Yeah, that's what Stiles would do. Then why don't you? Derek asks. We're standing around because we don't and won't desert him. Because we know that all he needs to do is to hold on. So let's keep him busy, entertained. Scott raises an eyebrow. And tell stupid jokes? Yeah, why not? Are you even able to tell jokes? Liam blurts out. Derek stares at the two of them. Yeah, I can. Okay, which one? Liam challenges. Derek frowns. Okay, I don't have any, but Stiles has some. So you're suggesting we have him tell the jokes in the state he's in? Scott asks. You're kidding, right? Why not? It would keep his mind off dying, Liam quickly says. The kid's right, Derek smiles all of a sudden. If anyone can tell jokes while dying, it would be Stiles. Isn't that his forte? Scott laughs. Are you sure you're not secretly having an affair with my best friend? Because I sure hear some admiration in your voice there. Derek kicks the alpha in the ribs. You know, Liam suddenly speaks quietly as they return to the plane. I always thought Stiles would die a heroic death, saving someone's life or something. But to watch him die like this, in such a stupid way, knowing that we're to blame for it, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. The other wolves stare at him shocked, surprised Liam is voicing what they're all thinking. You're right, Scott speaks softly, and I didn't protect him well enough. Like I said, worst friend ever. I got him into this. Without the bite, we would have been leading a normal life with normal people. Liam's fierce blue eyes look at his alpha. It's not your fault, Scott, so stop beating yourself up over it. The bite wasn't your fault, and neither is this. Stiles knows that. It was an accident. Stiles asked us, no, practically begged us, not to go down there, and we still did. We made jokes about his, remember? Scott almost shouts, forgetting his good intentions immediately. We did this to him. He knows that we did it for the right reasons, Derek soothes a shaky Scott. We went out to that car to see if we could help. You wouldn't be who you are had you not landed there to see if you could help. You would have felt guilty for ignoring it, wondering forever what you could have done had there been real people in distress. That's what you do as the true alpha. This is your nature. There's no way you could have known that they were already dead. Stiles doesn't blame you, you know. He doesn't blame anyone. But the pilot is still dead and Stiles is about to die. That's the painful reality, Scott retorts hoarsely. If only we could turn back time. If only we had known. We live every day with the reality of our actions, Scott, Derek calmly points out. Whatever we do bears consequences. Stiles chose to be part of your pack. He knows there are dangers linked to that. But this was not a pack thing. There wasn't a reason to get hurt. I should have protected him. And what does that mean exactly, Scott? Derek retorts strongly. That you're going to wrap Stiles up from now on to make sure he doesn't bang his head whenever he falls against a table? That you're going to steal his car keys to make sure he never drives his Jeep again to prevent him from crashing it? Are you going to stop him from living then, too? Well, good luck with that. Scott stares in shock at Derek, as does Liam. Then Scott smiles wearily. Thanks, Derek. I guess I needed that. Yeah, you did. Now let's go back inside. We're not giving up. We're not the ones hurting here. If we give up on him, then so will he. He'll have no reason to go on, so tell him to pop out those lame jokes. Derek pats his friend on the back, smiling at Scott's tired features. And by the way, alphas also need their rest. You can't live off peanuts and adrenaline alone, you know. Don't think I haven't noticed you're swaying on your legs. Scott smiles, knowing he'll never rest until Stiles is safe. Guys, Liam calls out. The wolves turn, only to find car lights brightening the area. They're here! Do you see that? Liam calls out. They're here! He runs to the other side of the plane, heading towards the lights. Hey, over here! He cries out, waving his hands. Derek narrows his eyes, staring cautiously at the black Jeep heading over the road towards them, as a very cold feeling of dread washes over him. There should have been more cars than that. There should have been an ambulance, or a search party, or someone with authority, not the Jeep that approaches them. He sees Malia and Lydia exiting the aircraft too, standing on the steps of the plane, and thinking they're going to be saved. Something inside of Derek screams alarm when he picks up the scent of fear radiating off the vehicle. He grasps Scott's wrist tight, his face twisted. They're not here, he mutters. It's not them.